Hello once again YouTube, Chris and I bringing you some Feed the Beast Monster. Today we will be working on this building yet again, the Megatower. We will be constructing an elevator shaft for the Megatower, which extends up the entire length of the building. But first, let's go over some of the things that I went and did in between this episode and the last. Let's go in first-person mode and check it out. You could see the Crisstek headquarters there in the distance, and you will notice that I've added some of the floors to this building. Some of the new floors, they're not fully decked out with office stuff yet, but they're there. I've also added the sign, Crisstek, to the side of the building. It looks amazing in the red lamps there. Down here we got some nice new doors from the Carpenter's Blocks, or Carpentry Blocks mod. I don't know which one it is, so apologies for possibly getting that wrong. So here we are inside this dope-ass building, and here's the deal. I noticed this building had some really awesome windows. They're massive windows, and I wanted to utilize all the space on those windows, and I didn't know how to do that without, you know, pulling the floors all the way over to the windows, and I decided to just not do that and make them balconies instead. So wherever a floor is supposed to meet a window and, you know, cover the entire interior space of that level, it will actually form a balcony wherever I decided, if that makes any sense. And it allows me to utilize most of the space, most of the, you know, window space, I guess you could say. And, you know, give the best view. And it gives a really nice look. It gives it some sort of corporate, modern look to the whole design. And as you can see, these windows are massive. They give you a lot of viewing space. I think they're really awesome. They let in a lot of light. And, you know, depending on where you are, you'll be able to see a shit ton of the city. Maybe you'll get an awesome office space here, an awesome cubicle. You'll just get, like, the best fucking view in town. Holy shit. Because not a lot of buildings will have those types of windows on them, let me tell you. How many fucking buildings have windows like that? Here's some CEO offices. Got some awesome doors here. Again, thanks to the Carpenter's Blocks mod. And they're just amazing. They really fit with the whole style. It'll allow me, you know, more flexibility in terms of how I design things instead of using some cheap-ass wooden doors that came with the mod pack already. Other than that, I added a few pipes to the roof. I may have done that since the last episode, or have done that in the last episode. I don't know. But there they are. And coming back to the Megatower, you'll notice that I've done nothing. I've done absolutely nothing to this building. I didn't finish anything underneath. The car park is still unfinished. I mean, it's a car park. Who wants to fucking do that? It's a car park. It's boring. It's just parking spaces. Boring. So today we'll be working on the elevator shaft, which goes all the way up to the side of the building. There are, I believe, 8 levels on my building. The top one being the crown. The elevator shaft will extend all the way up to the 7th level. But before I could make the elevator shaft, I had to extend out this little section by 1 block. That's something that may happen a lot more in the future. The whole, you know, idea of repurposing areas, fixing things that I may have not noticed in the past, and technically this build is evolving as I go because I haven't made the entire thing yet. I'm still in the process of, you know, designing it all. So over time you'll possibly see videos where I've updated things so that they, you know, fit nicely together. Here we can see I am extending up the massive steel support shafts of the elevator system, the elevator shaft that goes along the side. It's more like a massive beam, really, that extends up the side, or a spine of some sort, which houses the elevators and all their stuff. All their mechanical shit. And the really awesome thing about these buildings, these SimCity buildings, these futuristic cyberpunk buildings, is that they're unconventional in their design. They're not something that you usually see. When you see a skyscraper, it usually goes straight up, or maybe it'll angle in some way, or maybe it'll get skinnier as it goes up. But the cool thing about these buildings is that they don't really do that. They go in and out, and they form these really awesome shapes. Stuff like tetrahedrons, you know, you'll see those on the side, you know, just angles that come out of the building and go back in a certain length up. And it just really adds, you know, character to these buildings, you know, something that you don't really see that often. Some sort of styling that may be completely new to you. I don't know, it's very futuristic. Another detail about this shaft, and frankly the entire building, is these like shimmering lights that were on the side of the elevator shaft. And I wasn't really sure how I could do this. I certainly couldn't do it with lamps unless I used some sort of sequencing, which would be entirely possible. It's entirely possible that I could do that. I'm just not sure if I wanted to do that. And in the future I may, change things so that that's more possible and it's a thing. But for now, I settled with redstone, molten redstone, which not only gives it light, but gives it a little sense of, movement, subtle as it may be. Here's some random details. I don't know what the fuck they are. They're just like some sort of walkway, and frankly, I don't think anyone's ever going to walk on them, but whatever. Here, I'm building a landing platform for one of the elevators. The elevators on this shaft seem to only go to the individual levels of the Megatower. We built one level in the previous episode. Each level has 5 floors internally. So these elevator shafts don't reach every single floor. You have to go into the level itself to reach the the individual floors of the building. So this is one of the landings for the elevator shaft, which will reach, I believe this is level 3 or 4 that it will be reaching. The elevators themselves. The fantastic thing about these mod packs is that it allows you an amazing, range of possibilities. This elevator would not be possible without all these micro blocks, the actual elevator from Extra Utilities, I think, and these cool glass window doors from Carpenter's blocks. They just would not be possible without those. Here we can see I'm adding a bit of an indentation to the design, to the structure. I didn't want it to be entirely made out of steel either. It would have been too similar of a color, and it wouldn't have looked like it was indented as much as it would have been if it was made out of steel, so I made it a darker material. Finally, I'm adding some of the details to the build. After I've, worked on all the other things like the other elevators and the other landings, I can now add the detail to the side. As for those blue lights, I normally would have used a strip, something cyan colored or cyan colored, whatever you want to say about it, whatever you want to call it. I would have used one of those and then simply added the light source next to it, like I did on the roads. But I didn't really want to do that. I wanted to use a bright light, something that, gave out vibrance. So I put some lamps inside the wall and then narrowed the space which you could view them through, so that they really come off as a bit skinnier than they normally would have appeared. And finally, my favorite part of this part of the build, my favorite part of this part, is the design going down the entire length of the elevator shaft in the indentation of the steel. And it's this kind of red neon light design that goes up the entire shaft, and it just looks phenomenal when it's done. And it just looks great. I love it. It's really cool. It's very simple design, but it adds so much to the build. It it gives it a look. It gives a character, like I said before. It's just something you don't see a lot with buildings. Even futuristic builds that I've seen focus mainly on the cleanliness and not what other types of styles are there. I've not seen a lot of cyberpunk builds. In the future, the entire city will be lit up, and you'll be able to turn on and off as many lights as I can make possible. So it'll be really awesome to see, the city light up over time. And here we are, we're done. Got some elevators, got some lights right there. Got this cool design made out of red lamps in the future. Those lamps may be different colors depending on the Megatower. I don't know. For now, I'm sticking with the original designs from SimCity. In the future, I'll definitely be adding my own designs, depending on, the builds that we're doing. But for now, they're red. But who knows, in the future they may be purple, or blue, or whatever fucking color you want. Doesn't really matter. So, that's this build. It's pretty much done. I extended the level lobby landings in the back there. That steel box in the back behind the actual shaft. Something I didn't think you guys really cared about because it's just a big fucking box. Got some awesome elevator action. They look amazing. Over here we got like a maintenance shaft for the elevator. You'll be able to climb up and down this entire thing and mess around with the lights and the wiring and stuff. And that's it. So, in the future, I've got a lot of work cut out for me. Just real quick, I'll mention that, I have hundreds of buildings to design. Hundreds. And Right now, I have like 10 tops. So I'm, you know, it's going to take its time. The city is going to progress slowly. I'm hoping to put out one of these a week. I missed last week, I believe, so I apologize for that, and maybe I'll make up for it this week by posting another video. I don't know. Thanks for watching. One more thing I would like to say is totally check out the Hat Pack series. It is the sister series of this series here, focusing on the actual research of the stuff that's going on inside the city, and it will evolve to be something greater than that in the future. So please check out those videos, the Hat Pack series with me and Swaggy. And thanks for your time. If you enjoyed this video, leave a rating and all that good shit, and I'll see you later. Peace.